drama never ends in Big Brother's house. I mean, with every new day comes a developing story. And I just realized today that there are some developing stories, you know, with these housemates that I am yet to properly discuss with all of you. All right, so we're gonna do that on this video. We'll do that. I'm referring to this blooming triangle between Ozee, Victoria, and Onyeka. Guys, this one is looking like it's got potential to be messy. We're going to talk about that. There is also a brewing feud between Chizoba and Casia. We're going to talk about that one. And then, yeah, updates about all the information I shared with you guys on my last two videos. Yes, the broken ships in the house. Apparently, some have been mended, while some are yet to be fixed. So I'm going to give you all the details about that. And also, finally, there's some new updates from Big Brother with regards to housemates socializing in the house, and this is all under the umbrella of the theme of the week, vibes on vibes. I'll give you all of these details on this video, so please make sure you watch to the end. Don't skip out on any part so you do not miss out, okay? And officially, you are all welcome to my channel. My name is Gloria Elijah. This is Frankly Speaking with Gloria Elijah, and I am the girl with the T. Guys, I want to appreciate all of you for always watching my videos, for liking my videos, and for choosing to become a part of this community by your subscriptions. Thank you all so much. Returning viewers, returning subscribers, new viewers and new subscribers, you're all appreciated. To those of you that are yet to subscribe, please do not forget to do exactly what you see on your screen before you leave this space by the time you're done watching this video, or even right now. All right, anyways, let's just quickly proceed with the details of this video. Let's begin with updates about the broken ships. All right, starting with Wanie and Shaun. It seems as though they actually settled. I don't know if they settled late in the middle of the night last night, or if they did that somehow this morning. I did not see them sit down to have a fresh new conversation this morning. I don't know, but the first conversations I had heard from Wannixhandi this morning was the one that happened in the gym between them and Ozee, and it's just basically sharing everything that happened, you know, last night with Ozee. And both sisters were pretty much expressing their frustrations with Shaun, and the same thing we have noticed on the outside is kind of similar to the things that they have noticed on the inside. I mean, they're beginning to sense that there's a certain way Shaun treats Wanie, and according to Wanie, it's embarrassing sometimes, disrespectful. It makes her feel out of place. Sometimes it's like there's this deliberate move from Shaun to make her feel lesser than herself, you know, and it really hurts her because most of the times when he goes off on her, there are people around that could possibly eavesdrop on their conversation, and so it really gets to her. So that this morning she was saying that maybe much later in the evening they're going to have a conversation about it because she's actually sick and tired. And her sister was also telling her that, listen, you need to remember that we came to this house together to play this game. You did not come to this house with Shaun, so you cannot afford to let this guy treat you anyhow. We've been through that and we're done. We cannot come to Big Brother's house to have, you know, relieve an old experience. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, I thought it was a smart conversation they had. And you know the way these Mbadiwe twins are, they like being politically correct. You know, they don't want to say things so it won't look as if they're actually giving advice to people that are in a ship or whatever. So the guy was just going around in circles and smartly, you know, avoiding contributing to the conversation. We're just talking about, oh, I've been there before, I've been that guy before. And I'm like, bro, just let it rest. If you don't want to advise her, don't advise her. Stop going, you know, around and around in circles talking about, oh, once upon a time you were this guy. Okay, so what do you want her to do? What's your advice to her? He wasn't really forthcoming with any concrete advice. But much later on, I mean, I think about a few minutes before me filming this video, I watched Wanie going to go hug Shaun and, you know, touching his face, and I'm like, okay, what's going on here? I thought the plan was to have a conversation with him much later in the evening. When did you guys resolve your situation? I mean, guys, I think I've said it before on this channel on one of my videos that husband and wife matter, they know they put mouth. Translation to that is, you don't interfere, you know, in the conflict between a couple. Otherwise, they will use you to settle their differences. I just feel like that's what's going on between Wanie and Shaun at the moment. If there's any further details, that's if they have any conversation later on, I'll probably make a video about it. But in the meantime, I must confess that I'm quite disappointed. And I really do hope that Wanie knows what she's doing. I really do hope that she's playing a game with Shaun just as much as he is obviously playing a game with her. Anyways, let me know your thoughts about that in the comment section below. Moving on. About the double K pair, it might seem as though Casia has still not completely gotten over her mood from last night. Yes, you know, the whole situation she had with her husband, Keri. It seems like she has not fully gotten over it. It seems like she's still upset with him, because I've noticed several times this morning in the kitchen, he has been checking up on her. He's been asking her, how are you doing? Are you okay? How is your health? And the way she responds grudgingly. Like she doesn't want to respond, but because she's the wife, she just has to respond. And I don't know, guys, I don't know. How does this work? Married people in the house, how does this work? Do you think there's any need for Casia to still be upset about their conversation from last night? Or do you think she's just overreacting or just unnecessarily dragging this issue? What are your thoughts, guys? And still speaking about Casia, she mentioned in the conversation to Victoria that she overheard Chizoba telling the Mbadiwe twins, you know, like more like insinuating to the Mbadiwe twins that she's an instigator because of how she completely stayed off that whole altercation that had transpired between Ruti and the Wannixhandi pair. And according to Casia, the only thing she said was evil bitches, you know, which wasn't even in the heat of the moment at the time that whole thing was happening, you know. So she said she was passing by and she heard that conversation, and it was more like Chizoba seriously trying to convince the Mbadiwe twins that she was an instigator. And this is the same story that her husband Keri had mentioned to Big Brother during his diary session yesterday. And he had said that she wanted to go confront Chizoba, but he had advised her not to, which I felt was a very smart idea, because now Chizoba is parading herself in the house like she's goody two shoes, you know, like she's innocent, naive, you know, that girl from the village that does not step on toes or whatnot. But it's beginning to show. I mean, the cracks are beginning to show, right? The cracks that she's not perfect. She's not the most perfect individual in the house. It's beginning to show. Likewise, Casia, you know, Victoria, all these housemates that carry themselves like they're pretty much quiet and introverted and kind of subdued. The cracks are beginning to reveal themselves. For Casia's one, we saw it in her what they call it, in a conflict with her husband last night. For Victoria, we saw it, was it on Monday? Yes, that whole shouting spree with Michky. So everybody is beginning to come out of their shell. The layers are falling off, ladies and gentlemen. But what do you think about Chizoba insinuating that Casia is an instigator? Do you honestly believe what she's saying? What are your thoughts? Just let me know in the comment section below. Still on broken ships, Nelly and Soj are yet to bury the hatchet. They are yet to have that much awaited conversation. So as at the time of filming this video, Soj was sleeping. Nelly was venting out to, what's her name now, Casia, yes, and it was just having a lengthy conversation where Nelly was purgating her emotions about how she felt about the whole situation. The only difference in how she is sharing her pain and her hurt this time around is she has come to the realization that Chinwe is trying to sink her ship, that Chinwe is trying to come at her. She has realized now that it's all a game for Chinwe and Zion. So the question now is, if and when she and Soj eventually have their conversation, are they going to acknowledge the fact that Chinwe and Zion are only trying to drive a wedge between them, and then they would settle their differences and have a proper understanding of each other's business in the house, and then carry on with their ship to shame whatever plans Chinwe and her boyfriend have been cooking up? Guys, that is a question that I personally also have, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed to see how this works out between those two. Now, still on ships, let's talk about the triangle between Ozee, Victoria and Onyeka. You see, this particular topic deserves an entire video of its own, which I plan on doing if I get concrete details about it. But for now, let me just give you a summary of what's going on. At the moment, it might seem as though Onyeka is fighting a battle to have Ozee to herself. At the moment, Ozee, in the guise of Onyeka is just my friend, sister, whatever, whatever, it's like he is trying to drift away to go form a new friendship or ship or whatever it is with Victoria. Now, there's a suspicion in the house, especially carried by the Wannixhandi pair, that Ozee is in a serious relationship outside the house. Because every time Onyeka probes about whatever he's got going on with Victoria, he always denies it. Always denies it. And then after talking to Onyeka, he goes to Victoria, and Victoria only laughs at him and tells him like, well, I don't know what you're doing here, you know, but where is your ship? You know, so Ozee, guys, at the moment, I am still watching this young man. I'm trying to understand what he is playing at. Does he really like Onyeka? Because they've had this conversation several times, and Onyeka will not allow it rest. He has told Onyeka that he's got a soft spot for her, but he has no intentions of pursuing a romantic relationship with her. But it seems as though Onyeka wants it, but is also lying to herself and people around her that she doesn't want it. But she's always like, every given opportunity, she's bringing up that conversation about, oh, Victoria this, Victoria that. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm still observing. Any new development that arises, I would make that particular video and let you know all about it. And still speaking about this triangle, oh my God, something very hilarious happened this morning. The Wannixhandi pair took on the role of investigators as they literally positioned themselves at different ends of the kitchen area of the house, where just to surround them, what's their name now, Ozee and Onyeka, who were having a conversation about their friendship or relationship or ship or whatever it is, or even the triangle that is currently brewing between them and Victoria. And oh my God, before they positioned themselves around the kitchen area, Handi was seriously, like intently eavesdropping on their conversation. And guys, I was watching like, how is this girl doing it? Because it's not like they were really far off. It's not like they were actually shouting out loud whilst having that conversation, but Handi was literally catching everything they were saying. See, it was so funny. It was just so funny. And as she was listening, she was like telling to her sister everything she was hearing. TJ was sitting right there at the dining table with them whilst this whole thing was happening. And oh my God, guys, TJ was also stylishly, you know, consuming the gossip. It was crazy, ladies and gentlemen. It was crazy. And both of them were so convinced that Ozee has a serious relationship outside the house, because he's literally trying to wriggle his way out of the situation, but Onyeka will not let him rest. So ladies and gentlemen, we've got our eyes fixed on those people. And then finally on reconciliations, TJ and Kelly this morning had a conversation about Ebuka's question to TJ for calling Kelly a snake. They had a proper conversation about it and they resolved their differences. They shook hands over it, and Kelly congratulated TJ on the birth of his twin boys. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I forgot to mention in my previous videos, we're sending the massive congratulations to TJ and his family on the birth of his twin boys. Yes, so congratulations to him. I am wishing the wife all the strength in the world to take care of her kids and uphold her family whilst her husband is in the house playing this game. Finally, on the theme of the week, which is vibes on vibes, there's a new instruction from Big Brother this morning to the housemates that each housemate is supposed to have conversation, or did he say each housemate or each pair? But anyways, the housemates are to have conversations with their fellow housemates where they get to socialize and get to know their vibes more. Yes, before the end of Friday, each housemate or pair is expected to have conversed with at least 18 other people in the house. So, guys, the conversations have begun, and it's looking promising at the moment. This is a new development in the house. My eyes are on these housemates. If there's anything else, I would make another video to share with you. Oh, and don't forget, the diary session continues today. So if there's any drama from the diary session, I will definitely make a video to share with all of you. This is all for this video. Thanks for watching and have an amazing day. Bye.